Hi there, I'm Lisa Nichols, host of The Lisa Nichols Show. This is the space we come to get questions answered, to navigate through life and business. Recently, we released an episode entitled, Should I Hire a Ghostwriter? The response was overwhelmingly positive. But one question I kept seeing in the comments was, Lisa, how do I find a good ghostwriter? So I have 3 quick tips for you. Number 1, referrals, referrals, referrals. I always love hiring from referrals. I almost exclusively do this. Having people I trust introduce me to people that they trust really goes a long way. I ask, how was the business? I ask, were there any challenges? I really do ask. And I don't have to get a referral from someone that I've had a long history with. Sometimes I do a general request for referrals. Number 2, refer and review to their previous work with multiple clients. The last thing you want is a ghostwriter who writes in their voice versus having the ability to adopt your content and your voice and create great content that's allowed with you and your values. So look at multiple clients' work to see how they work across the board. And number 3, test them out. While referrals are nice and reviewing past work is amazing indicators of your potential ghostwriter's ability, you won't know if they're a fit until they actually write something for you. Now, don't start with a book or a full launch. Don't start with huge amounts of copy. Start with something small, maybe like a blog or a post or an email. And if they're not willing to do that, they're probably not a fit if they're not willing to show you what they can do for you. You also want to look at books and look at pieces of literature that you love. Like, I really love this. I found people because I liked something really well. I turned the book over, or I went to the end of the publication and I said, who's the writer? Who's the ghostwriter? Who's the co-author? And then I began to go down the path of finding them. Now, here's a bonus one. Keep the lines of communication open. Like, you want to make sure you have open lines of communication and feedback. As they take on more of your copy, more of your content, more of your voice, check in from time to time, be available to give feedback. I set up when I'm writing something, I'm doing a big writing project, I actually drop times in my calendar all the way out 4 months, 6 months. I find time, 6 slots, 8 slots of time where it's just designed for feedback. This is a partnership. So to summarize, if you are looking for a ghostwriter, you're literally, looking for a partner to help you bring your story, your content to the world. Now, let me just say something about ghostwriters, and what's really, really beautiful about them is you don't have to be a master at grammar. I was so afraid to write a book by myself. Past my first 3 books. My first book was Chicken Soup for the African American Soul, then Chicken Soup for the African American Woman Soul. I co-authored those with Jack Canfield with the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. And the 3rd book I was a contributing author in The Secret. All of those books had their own writing team. So grammar wasn't an issue because someone was taking care of it. But when I got to No Matter What, my first solo book, I was so afraid that I wouldn't have the right grammatical training. I didn't know where the period went. I didn't know where the semicolon went. I'm not strong in grammar. You don't have to be strong in grammar. You don't have to be strong in writing a book. You need to be strong in the content that you want to teach or the story that you want to tell. When I realized that a ghostwriter wasn't cheating. An editor wasn't cheating. It was simply saying, here is my lane. Here's what I do really well. Let me do what I do really well to get this book to the world. Now let me find someone that does what they do well. My first editor, Eve Hogan, phenomenal editor. She really helped me to bring my stories to life by focusing on how to craft the story and shape it. It was still my story. And so know that ghostwriters and editors are key parts of bringing your story to the world. So let's review. Number 1, ask for referrals. I live by referrals. Number 2, review their past work. See what they've already done. Make sure that it doesn't all sound the same. 3, Assign a test project. If they're willing to do it, then look at a test project that you can see if it's a fit. And 4, stay in communication with them. Allocate time in your calendar for feedback sessions. I do it with every major project. Now, I hope that helps you. Remember, this show is not just a monologue. It's a dialogue. It's a dynamic, rich conversation between you and I. So I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Let me know, what were your BOLs? BOLs, breakthrough out loud, or aha moment during this episode. Like, oh my God, I didn't think about that. Or, oh yes. Or, Lisa, I needed to be reminded that even if I get someone to help me write a book, it's still my book. I'm not cheating. I'm simply giving the world the best opportunity ever to get this story. After all, you can be open and transparent here because this is your home and we are your tribe here. And I'm your sister in prosperity and in possibility. And I want you to win. And every time I say I believe in you and that I love you, it's not because I don't have anything else to say. It's because I want you to hear it from me. I believe in you and I love you. Be sure to subscribe and click the note for notifications so that you can get notifications from us. We have great things coming up, and you'll be the first to know when a new episode drops. And everyone's loving the episodes, and I hope you are as well. And if you want to talk about something, or you want to get advice about something, or you want to hear a story about something, let me know in the comments below. I want to know. This is a dialogue. I'll see you real soon.